Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Surgeon here bringing you StarCraft 2 commentary. This will be Game 2 between Sibwolf and TopRamen, both Terran players. So we will see a TVT mirror matchup on Shakura's Plateau. So starting it off, TopRamen will be spawning in the bottom left-hand corner and as the purple Terran, and Sibwolf will be spawning in the bottom right-hand corner as the teal Terran. So TopRamen going for a bio player on Blistering Sands in the first game, and then he really mismicroed his units into the base of Sibwolf and lost all of his units to just SCVs, Marines, and a tank. And Sibwolf was able to counterattack, set up a contain, get that siege mode up, as the siege mode was very late for TopRamen as he got a very late gas, as well as a ton of bio units. So a late factory didn't allow him to have the siege mode in time to defend against the mass, I guess, 4 or 5 siege tanks as well as Vikings for spotting from Sibwolf. So it looks like TopRamen is not familiar with this map as he is scouting in the vertical direction, as well as Sibwolf, who didn't get the message that you cannot spawn in vertical positions on this map, only in east-west spawn locations. Because this map is a 2-player map where if you did spawn in vertical positions, you really are just fighting on the one side of the map, and taking those natural expansions and other main bases on the other side of the map is very difficult, as you have to go through the middle of the map and basically through the third expansion of your opponent. So there is no spawning on vertical positions. So it looks like both players are going to be scouting in the wrong direction and will be scouting each other last. TopRamen is going for that block off again at his ramp, as well as Sibwolf will be going for his barracks inside of his base. And really what that is that you want to be able to defend against any SCV harassment with the SCV off your mineral line, and you want to be able to get that SCV to your mineral line as quick as possible and back and forth to defend that SCV building on that barracks. So that's really the reason you want to get that barracks close to your command center, close to your mineral line. So the scout from TopRamen getting taken out, as well as Sibwolf's not really able to get into the base. Going to be able to see a tech lab here from TopRamen. TopRamen is going to be getting an early marauder here, so maybe some early bio harassment from TopRamen. TopRamen going for the same build, going for the standard factory after barracks. Going to be getting a tech lab on that barracks, so maybe going to see some I guess has to be a siege tank first, maybe a marauder early, I'm not quite sure. But Sibwolf able to get that Zelnaga tower to see any push out from our Terran player or any scouts coming across the field. I really love the use of the Zelnaga tower. I really think it's an imbalance of the game, as you have such a great range of vision at that Zelnaga tower. You just throw some tanks there and you're really unbreakable as long as you have, 4 or 5 tanks to defend that Zelnaga tower. You really have control. I mean, that's a real problem on Delta Quadrant, as well as I would think Jungle Basin or anything where there's a Zelnaga tower in the middle of the map. Just having that Zelnaga tower with tanks there is just really hard to break, especially in a mirror matchup of Terran versus Terran. But here comes Marine Marauders for TopRamen, as well as Sibwolf just continuing to produce Marines and tanks, as well as getting the siege mode. So same build from Sibwolf. Sibwolf able to see those units coming across the map, so he's going to be able to react in time here. Going to use the high ground to defend. Going to pull some SCVs off again. So we may see a deja vu from the first game. Siege tank getting a lot of pot shots off on that Marauder. That Marauder going down early. Focus firing those units and really able to take out everything there from our purple Terran TopRamen. TopRamen continuing to stream in units. Really needs to retreat here, and he will retreat that one Marauder back to his base. So he has thrown on his factory, as well as finally getting a second gas. Sibwolf nicely macroed up here. Let's look at his income tab showing he is at 23 Harvesters. So both players really macroing their SCVs quite nicely. Sibwolf decided to go for command center, as he does know he has the military advantage, and he's going to be able to safely secure this natural expansion command center. Siege mode is finished for Sibwolf. Going to be siege moding up on the high ground, as this is a double high ground map where you have high ground at your natural expansion as well as a double high ground at your main. So this ramp is a very high ramp, as it goes from Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's just a regular ramp going from the medium high ground to the double high ground. So it looks like TopRamen is going to be sitting back in his base, going to be retreating that Marauder. Did take out the SCV at the Zelnaka tower. Looking at his production, showing that the... Looks like he's going to be going for a third barracks, while Sibwolf does have his starport just completing. So Sibwolf feeling that there won't be any Banshee harass, doesn't really need to get that early starport to get that Viking or Raven out. Going to be throwing immediately a reactor on that starport, as well as a second starport down. Does cancel that starport, throw down a factory instead, as he did get scanned. So really nice scan there by TopRamen, and let's see what Sibwolf decides to do. So he did throw down that factory, cancel it, and did throw down the starport. So playing some mind games there. Looks like we have a starport just completing for TopRamen. Does TopRamen have a command center? Just started the command center. Going to be quite behind us. Sibwolf's command center is already completed. Sibwolf doing a nice job to throw some supply depots at the perimeter of his base. You always want to throw buildings at the perimeter of your base, no matter what race you are, as you want to get that scout on any drops or really sneaky play here from your opponent. So Sibwolf doing a nice job to just play some defense and get that perimeter set up and get his natural expansion up and mining, throwing down a double gas at his natural expansion. So really going to be able to produce a lot of tanks, a lot of Vikings, maybe some Ravens and some Banshees. Let's see what his tech path is, as he does have the tech lab just about to finish on his second starport. He does have Vikings in production, as well as, let's see, look at his units tab, showing he does not have any Vikings on the field quite yet. Would like to see some drop play, or maybe some backdoor rocks taken out and really pushing up that backdoor, but TopRamen doing a nice job to check his backdoor rocks, throw down a siege tank there, maybe deny any siege coming from the backdoor. But Sibwolf doing a nice job to take the Zelnaga tower, as well as a Banshee in production at his starport. Does have Vikings in production at his other starport. Looks like he wants to take air superiority. TopRamen does have siege mode and siege tank finished. Going to be throwing down his natural expansion and floating it over from his main. Let's look at the vision for TopRamen. He does see the natural expansion for Sibwolf here, as well as going to be getting a scout here with his Viking. So doing a nice job to get some scouting information. You're going to be able to pick off this Banshee that is on the way from Sibwolf. Sibwolf didn't realize that there was a Viking in his base, but as they do have, wow, move speed of 2.75 for both air units on the Terran Starfleet. TopRamen going to be pulling his second Viking to reinforce and take out that Banshee, but not able to pick off the Banshee that does have only 40 life left. Sibwolf able to pull his Vikings and deny the attack from TopRamen. TopRamen just continuing to macro bio, while looks like air and tanks for Sibwolf. Sibwolf doing nicely macro wise, getting cloak for his Banshees, as well as the armory, maybe possibly some Thors or some upgrades. Sibwolf going to be moving his SCV and throwing down hopefully is a sensor tower. Yes, it is a sensor tower, to see any movements by our purple Terran TopRamen. Sibwolf continuing to macro up. He knows he has an economic advantage. Income tab showing it's actually kind of even here, as there is a mule out for TopRamen, but no, the gas is a lot different, and in a mirror matchup, that is the difference, is the gas. Sibwolf putting down his third at the 3 o'clock expansion, natural expansion of the 1 o'clock main. So we have two Vikings coming across the field, so really no pressure from either players, but a lot of Vikings here. We have 7 Vikings for Sibwolf. Sibwolf not making anything out of this factory, which could be a problem here, as he does have quite a bit of minerals. TopRamen has a lot of minerals in the bank, and he's just going to lose these 2 Vikings to this massive Viking fleet here from Sibwolf. So all the Vikings off the field for our purple Terran TopRamen. 1 Viking in production and 1 medevac on the field. Oh, 2 medevacs on the field. So it looks like Sibwolf decides to push out here. With no Viking support, this is going to be really tough for TopRamen to defend, as he's going to be defending Banshees and Vikings with siege tanks. Wow, this is going to be a really hard force to defend, as he only has 1 siege tank to defend. Let's see if a scan goes down for Sibwolf, and there's a scan. Perfect timing, as he's going to just push up and see there's only 1 tank defending that natural expansion. ninja expansion here for TopRamen at the main in the 11 o'clock. Looks like TopRamen is going to be retreating. Oh, but he's actually going to be pushing out into the natural expansion. I don't really advise this as there are 4 tanks as well as a couple cloak banshees here. They're going to be able to take out all the infantry here, as well as push up into the tank line. Tanks will be safe for Sibwolf, although he will lose 3 of the 4 tanks he did bring for this attack. He did lose all of his infantry, but his banshees will be going to work, as well as this 1 tank with 11 kills already. Production tab showing that Starship level 1 weapons for Sibwolf, and just a bunch of other units for both players. Orbital command going down at the natural expansion of the 1 o'clock base for Sibwolf. Sibwolf going to be landing his Vikings here, just take out this natural expansion, as there's TopRamen really couldn't afford to lift it. A couple of Marauders and a tank to defend the main for TopRamen, but really no air superiority here, and the Banshees are going to be able to clean up these with no anti-air out for TopRamen. TopRamen looking in dire situation, all of his SUVs fully saturated, oversaturated at his main. Banshee's going to work on these units here for TopRamen, desperately trying to get out some anti-air. Only 1 Viking in production, but with 9 Vikings on the field for Sibwolf. Sibwolf is going to be able to pick off anything coming out of the starports, and really anything coming out of the barracks as well. And really doing nicely to macro up. And there's a GG from TopRamen. Sibwolf able to take this matchup 2-0 in a best of 3. This is the Surgeon casting for the RushNetwork.com. Go check us out. All our live StarCraft 2 commentary. New website is up, as well as a couple live streams. So this is my last Zeke.com cast for the day. I will be moving on.